Hi guys, what up? Hope you're having an awesome day. By the way, I have to share, in Toronto right now there is more snow. So I was just shoveling and I decided to come and throw you guys this video. So what I wanted to share today is something that a lot of people don't know about me. I experience depression and I experience anxiety, and I have been on antidepressants for almost half of my life. It's also important for me to share this because of so many others who experience anxiety or depression and are told that it's not a real problem when it is a real problem. Mental illness is a disability. It's a real disability. This is a disorder. How? Because of your chemical imbalance in your brain. So a person with depression has increased levels of monoamine oxidase, which is an enzyme that breaks down your key neurotransmitters. So your neurotransmitters like serotonin or dopamine transmit signals all through your brain to keep your mood up and help regulate your health. If your monoamine oxidase production is high, then your neurotransmitters aren't going to be transmitting the information, so you're going to have a hard time feeling happy. Anything that has been traumatic to your life, it can cause a chemical imbalance. So stress is real. Stress does this to you, and a lot of people aren't aware that stress does lead to anxiety and depression, and sometimes it can lead to things that are worse. Based on your experience and your trauma, it does impact your state of mind. So for a long time, I wasn't happy and I had to remove myself from the situation. I wasn't taught how to be happy, and a lot of the times I was so used to feeling sad. I would isolate myself, which made it a lot worse. So I started antidepressants when I was 14 years old because of my situation at that time, and I needed something to boost my mood and make me happy and make me feel healthy and make me feel normal because I was in such a depressive state. In that journey, I have failed numerous times, countless times, but I've managed to pick myself up. Now, recently, or maybe for the last 2 years, I've been weaning myself off of the medication because it does affect your health in other ways. And if you've been on medication for a really long time, it does affect your hormones and the chemicals that your body should be producing naturally. The hardest part of stopping my medication is probably the withdrawal, because the withdrawal is a real addiction. If even I forgot to take my medication, I would get dizzy spells, or I would experience vomiting. I would feel nauseous. I even have to go to the bathroom numerous times. I couldn't even handle caffeine, and I love coffee. So before judging those that are experiencing stress and saying that this is something that they can get over, be considerate, because someone's experience and emotions are going to be very different based on your own personal experience. Everyone deals with things in different ways. Everyone has thoughts on alone, and everyone can't be predicted. And even if you give your advice to someone because you don't want them to experience the same thing, they're still gonna have to do trial and error and learn on their own and grow on their own. That's the whole point of mistakes. But the reason for my video is just surrounding the lack of information about mental health. So again, mental health is a disability and relapse happens often. So someone can easily begin relapse without even knowing. This usually starts when someone's feeling great and they stop taking their medication, or they stop their practices or their treatment, and they start feeling great. But as soon as something major happens where there's a negative event and they aren't too sure how to handle it, they just slide back in right into depression, and that's the worst part. So behavioral management practices are very important in order to avoid relapse like that, especially if you're someone who's been trying to lift your mood up or been feeling down for a really long time. So even though I have the education and the tools to adjust my negative thought process, it gets difficult. And feeling unmotivated is a lot easier than feeling energetic and positive. So some of the things that I wanted to share that I do practice is keeping positive phrases and words around me. So that's at home or even on my cell phone. My background, or my wallpaper, I should say, is positive because I need positivity around me. I work out to increase my oxygen in the brain. It's really good for your mental health. I maintain a healthy diet because the chemicals that you put in your body help your neurotransmitters function and give them life. I also listen to meditation podcasts. So even if I don't get to do it every week, I try to at least do it every other week or as often as possible. Sometimes I do it just to help me fall asleep because my mind is everywhere from the day. I'll even read self-help books, and I think that's really important to do because self-help books, are very insightful and they guide you through ways of managing your behavior and your thoughts. I also listen to music. Music helps me. It always lifts up my mood. It doesn't matter what type of music, whether it be something upbeat or something like hardcore like Cardi B, or something like the oldies like the 70s, 80s. Those get me moving and those lift my thoughts from being negative to probably about here, and I'll be positive for the rest of the day. I also walk away from negativity. So if there's someone that's being really negative and complaining, and I've offered advice and I've offered help and they're still complaining, I walk away from that because you're going to be affecting your own mental health dealing with somebody who's in a vicious cycle of negative thinking or negative activity. I also tell myself I love myself and I appreciate the things that I have, like my sight, my smell, my taste. I can touch things, I can hear things. So I'm always grateful for those things, and I don't hold grudges. I think holding grudges is probably the worst thing that you can do for your physical health and your mental health, because one, it's all in your brain. Whatever you feel here or you think here is going to happen everywhere else. So you gotta let that shit go. Mental health is a disability. Mental illness is a disability. It's something so real, and a lot of people don't even realize when they are in a depressive state or when they're overwhelmed or when they're really stressed out. We always blame it on other things in our life, but we don't actually take the time to listen to ourselves and revive ourselves and give ourselves time to heal, and healing is so important. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope that now most of you that are aware of mental health, that it's not just something that someone can get over. It's a chemical imbalance in their brain. You do need to realize that, and if you do sense that someone does have a mental health disability, respect them and don't judge them and let them have their space that they need. So I hope this helps and clarifies things, and have a great day. Bye.